A couple weeks ago we did a video on woodsmanship and talking about how that you have to maneuver through the woods and how woodsmanship really will kill you a lot more turkeys than great calling. Now again, I'm not against great calling. I always think you should improve on your calling, but if you know how to move around out here in the turkey's backyard, you're going to be way ahead of the game, even if you're not that great of a caller. I've always said if you be wherever turkey wants to be, you don't even have to call to him. Just be there, get around on him, know how to slip, know how to crawl, know how to slide, and a lot of times that's what will put you in the gun range when nothing else will. So I'm going to explain a little bit and break down this video. Now we've been out doing a little bit of shooting today, got my 20 gauge and patterned it a little bit, but I wanted to bring my gun out here to do this video because I'm going to show you in a hunting situation. Of course we're not hunting, it's not season yet, but I'm going to show you how I crawl, the times I think I need to crawl, the times I even need to get on my belly and crawl, and how I do this safely with a gun, and also the times when I might decide on sliding on my belly more than just crawling on all fours or even stooping over. So these are some of the things you might want to pay attention to when you're trying to slip on that gobbler that maybe he's just hung up or he's just not coming in the gun range, so you have to make kind of a move on him. And I promise you, if you'll improve on your crawling, your sliding, or whatever you want to call it, you will be a better turkey hunter. So we're going to show you situations where you want to crawl, where you want to slide, or just where you want to kind of walk like the hunchback of Notre Dame. You just kind of want to walk hunched over. Okay, so you come along with me and I'll show you. Okay, this gun's unloaded, but we're going to act like it's loaded, all right, because we're not hunting today, we're just out shooting. But in a hunt situation, this gun will be loaded, of course, chamber will be closed. So you always want to remember when you're crawling on the ground and the gun's, in an awkward position, safety first, all right? So you always want to make sure, of course, the safety's on your gun, but when you're on the ground, sometimes you're crawling through brush and you're really not paying attention, weird things can happen. So we always want this gun in a safe position and the muzzle. So let's talk about crawling first. Okay, we're down here in the holler, but I can promise you there's been a lot of times when I've been in a holler just like this one, and there's been a turkey right on top of a ridge like this. Okay, this goes into a long ridge. We squirrel hunted, deer hunted last year. It goes on a long ridge back through here, and so let's say there was a turkey up there gobbling, and let's say I've been back here on this, back in here somewhere working him, and he's just hung up, and I need to get a little bit closer. I need to just get a little bit closer, maybe to the top. Maybe he's out there 70 yards on top of that ridge, and I just need to get up to the top, just where I can see out that ridge. What's the best scenario to do? Now, you can sit back here and yelp to him all day long, and he may come in, or he may not. All right, it just depends. Well, I'm going to crawl. I don't know what you're going to do, but I ain't going to sit there and just whistle Dixie. I'm going to get up and make a move. So here's what I do. This is where I would crawl because the turkey is not in eyesight, or I'm not in eyesight of him, or I know he can't see me because of the terrain. So here's what I'm going to do. Instead of just walking like this, and I'm going to show you what not to do. Here's what not to do. Just follow me with the camera, and I'm going to show them what not to do. That's really bad. Why? Because you got to remember, just because you can't see that turkey don't mean that his head can't be popped over a little knoll. Maybe he could have come in a little bit closer the last time you heard him. All he needs to do is pop that top of that head where them eyes can see out, and he's going to nail you. Okay, so you don't want to be walking, even if you're walking quiet, you don't want to be walking up toward a turkey when we're talking about 70, 80 yards or under. You don't want to be walking up through there just hunched over, or maybe even standing straight thinking, well, I'm okay because he's on out there. When I can't see him, but I know I need to get a little bit closer, I got to use the terrain, here's the right way that I'm going to do it. Okay, remember the gun's loaded, the turkey's out there, we're going to pretend he's out there 70, 80 yards gobbling right on this ridge. I need to slip up right to that tree. I'm not going to go all the way up to it, but I'm saying if I was a hunting situation, I would get, because I know he's not you know, anywhere where he can see me, I'm going to get on all fours. But here's the correct way to do it. Always make sure this gun is in front of you. Don't ever do this. Don't pull the gun up to you. That's dangerous. That's crazy. Because even though it may be on safety and everything, it could rub against a stick, it could rub against something, a trigger, you just don't know. Always keep this gun in front and you crawl toward the gun. So we're going to be crawling like this, taking our time. Don't go in a hurry. Move the gun on up. We're going to be that's what we're doing. Now, you know, you can yelp a little or purr, maybe do some little clucks and yelps, scratching the leaves as you go, make it sound like a turkey. The only problem is, you know, that might bring him in a little bit quicker, and you know, so I don't try to do that until I'm almost where I'm going to be setting up at. I don't want to be making a lot of turkey noises back here because I'm afraid he might come in a little bit quicker than I want. So I'm going to try to get to that tree before I make any turkey sounds. So I'm just going to crawl. You see what I'm doing? Putting the gun up. You get the idea. So if the turkey's out there and I can't see him because of the terrain, maybe I'm, you know, down the holler, this will work on flatland too, I promise. You just want to, you know, crawl on all fours and try to get to where you're going. Once you get closer to that top, start even going slower and even get down lower until you get to where you want to sit. I always try to have a tree mark where I want to go before I ever start crawling. Get you a target and get to it. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is slide. Now this is what I call from going to all fours like a big box turtle all the way to sliding like a snake. Now when do you want to slide like a snake? I want to slide like a snake when I know that turkey is within 60, 50 yards. And maybe I can see his tail fan out there. Maybe I can even see him out there strutting. Now, again, if you can see him, he's going to be able to see you. This is where you really this is where it gets pins and needles. This is where you really have to roll the dice. And believe me, I've done some crazy crawling and get in gun range. This them 10 extra yards I need to kill a turkey. I've done it before. So when you get really close to one and you know you should be seeing this turkey, but maybe where you're at you just can't shoot because of a little brush, or maybe it's just not as open as you need it to be, or maybe you're just in a bad position and you need to maybe crawl another 5-6 yards to a better tree. Here's what you want to do. Okay, we're going to go from crawling. Now we're going to go to sliding. We're going to keep the gun in front of us, just like this. All fours, like a prone position. We're going to keep low. You don't want to be doing this stuff, all right? You want to keep low. Put the gun up, and you're going to slide to the gun. We're just going to slide right on her belly. Make sure your feet, don't be making a whole lot of noise back here because that's what's going to spook them. Just slide on your belly. Now I'm trying not to slide because I got a mic on. I don't want to mess the mic up. But if I was in a hunt position, I'd be on my belly, touching the ground, sliding, But here's kind of the way I'll be doing it. Okay, now look, the gun is almost in front of me. So what I want to do, reach up here, put the gun up here, slide up to it. You always want to think safety. All right, sure. Got a little bit muddy. That's all right. So that's what I do when I get really close to a gobbler and I need to get them few little extra yards to a good tree to set up against, or a good cover I need to get, and work him that last little bit. So if I, like I said, I did it just a little bit different because I got a mic on and I don't have hunting clothes on, but I will stay contact with the ground and I will slide just right to where I want to be. Crawling and sliding like that will get you them little extra yards you need to close that shot. Now the best scenario, of course, is to work the turkey to you, let him come to you. Don't try to do as much as you have to. This is kind of the last resort. But if it's the last resort, I'm going to do it. And I have done some crazy crawling to get on a turkey before, and you know, that's just something you want to remember. So if the turkey can't see you, crawl to him. Fours, get to the place. If you're level, maybe the edge of a field, maybe open hardwoods, get on your belly, slide, put the gun in front of you. Always keep the muzzle pointed in front of you, just like this, and crawl to the gun. Them little things will help you become a better turkey hunter when we're dealing with woodsmanship, knowing how to move around the woods, and it will make you a more successful turkey hunter, I promise. Please take a moment to subscribe to this video. Just hit that subscribe button in the corner. I'd really appreciate it. Also, come over and join my Facebook page. Just hit the link in the description. Come over and like and follow my Facebook page. Check out DaleOutdoors.com, SpringFeverCustomCalls.com. Check out the calls there, including the old slide box call, my signature call. All the links are in the description. And hey, you just have a great turkey season. I'm getting ready to get out here next week and do some slipping and crawling, hopefully myself, on a big old southern gobbler. Turkey season is here, 2020. Don't let things jar you. Don't live in fear. Hey, the safest place you can be in this epidemic that we're in America is out in the woods, away from everybody, turkey hunting. So don't let this stuff in America keep you out of the woods. Get in the woods and have you a good time. And I promise you, when that old gobbler's coming in and you've moved on him, you've done your part, you've called, and he comes strutting into you, you'll forget about all your problems and you'll forget about all your worries, and all you got to do is just squeeze the trigger and you can have a great day. All right? So be safe and see you in the next video.